Hello everyone, in this video I'll be explaining you the problem DBMB and the array, and it was asked in Codeforces round 1076 for division 3. So DBMB had a birthday yesterday. He has gifted an array A of he he was gifted an array A of n elements and a number x. But there is one problem. He only likes arrays where the sum of the elements equals s. To make the array appealing to him, you can perform the following operation any number of times. Okay, choose an index I and add x to number a of I. Okay, so for example, if he was given the array 1, 2, 3, 5 and x is 2, you can choose index 3. We are choosing, it is one based indexing, so we are choosing, let's say, 3, and we add 2 to it, so it is 5, 1, 2, double 5. Your task is to determine whether the array can appeal DBMB after any number of operations. Okay. So we have given test cases. For every test case we have n, s and x. Yeah, and in the second line we have n integers. Okay, so we have first example where n is 3, s is n, s and x. Okay, so s is 3 and x is 5. So in this case we have all the elements as 3, so it is equals to this s, right? So it is yes. In this case we have 6 and 2 will be adding, so it is also yes. But in this case, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and if we add 2, it is going to be 6. Okay, let me go to the board and tell you what it is. So let's take this example. These 3 examples I'll be taking. What we had? 3, 3, 5. So we had n as 3, s is also 3, x is 5, and the array elements, let me call array A, we had 1, 1, 1, like 3 elements we had 1, 1, 1. So in the question what they've said is we have an array A whose length is n and we have given s and we have given x. So s is that we need to make sure the sum of the entire array to be s, we have to make sure we have to put elements in the x in such a way that the entire array sum is x. So if it is not there, so we are allowed to make one operation. What is that operation? The operation is you can choose any index I from 1 to n. It is one based indexing. Okay, so and you can add that a of I element to a of I plus x, you can do. So you can do this operation any number of times, and we need the sum to be s. So it's a mathematical problem. So how can we do this is the question now. So what we'll have to do is first we will take the sum of the entire array. So the sum of the entire array is 3. What we need, sum we need is 3. Both are equal. Okay, so we can achieve s in this case. So we will have to return yes. In this case you don't need to perform this a of I is equal to a of I plus x operation. Okay, without doing this operation only you have got the sum to be equals to s. Okay, let's consider the second test case. Three, 8, 2, 1, 2, 3. So in this case we have entire sum array to be 6. Okay, every element entire array sum to be 6, but we want the sum to be 8. So the remaining sum I'll take. Remaining sum is going to be whatever sum you require minus sum. What is the sum? S is 8 minus what is the current sum of the entire array, which is 6. So you require a sum to be 2, like you require 2 to be added to this array in such a way that your sum will be entire array sum will be equals to s. So this is the 2 that you have, but yeah, 2, can you add it or not? Yeah, we can add. How? Because we are allowed to perform the operation a of I is equal to f I plus x. No matter which index you choose, you can choose, let's say, first index, second index, or third index. If you add 2 to it, your sum is going to be 8, right? So let's say we add to the first index. So it is going to be 3, 2, 3, and sum is going to be 8. Okay. Let's say you add to the index 1, sorry, 2. So in that case, it is going to be again 8. Let's say we add to the 3. So it is going to be, you are adding 2, right? You are adding 2. So it is going to be again 8. So what I'm trying to say is, in this case, on which index you add element doesn't matter. You can add to any element, but the main crux of the problem is that you need to make sure what is the remaining sum, and if this remaining sum is divisible by x, right? Or you can say if this sum is multiple of x, then you can achieve the sum of the array to be s, or else no. And the third case I'll be telling you. Let's consider the third case. We have 472 and you have array as 1 1 1 1. 4 elements are there. What is the sum here? Sum is 4. Okay, sum is 4. Now remaining sum is going to be s minus sum. Like you require sum as 7. Okay, 7 minus what is current sum? 4. Now you have got sum as the remaining sum what you want is 3. But in the question you can add according to this condition, you can add only x to your answer. If you add to any element x, so let's say you're adding 1x, you can add to any index, right? As I showed you, you can add to any index. Let's say you're adding 1 time 2. Okay, when you're adding 1 time 2, so your remaining sum now will reduce to 2. Now you have 1. Now still one sum you have to add, but if you add one more sum, your sum is going to be negative. So as you can see, the remaining sum modulo x, if you are doing this thing, it is not equals to 0, right? So which means it is not x, the remaining sum is not a multiple of x. So that's why you can't achieve in this case, right? You have got this case also. And the other case would be, like let's say whatever s sum is there, let me take example n is 1, x is 3, sum is 10, and your array element is, let's say, 9. You want 10 sum, right? Let me add 7 only. So what I'm trying to show is, okay, not s as 10, let me take it as 6. Okay, now see, your already sum whatever is there in the array, which is 7, which is greater than the required sum. In this case also you can't achieve this, right? Because subtraction is not possible in this case. That's why we can only add it, you can't subtract it, right? So you have to consider, check this condition also. If your s is less than the present sum, okay, so in that case your answer will not be possible. So I think the question you've got it. So let's try to code it up. Give me a second. So what we will do is we'll take inputs. First line we have integer, so I've taken at this position, sorry, test cases. Then we have n, s and x. Okay, so we have n, s and x. Okay, now we'll take one variable sum. We'll not be taking vector because they have said we have given elements as vector. So when we're taking input, we just put in a sum a variable, right? Like we'll not be using extra space and all. So whatever elements I'm getting, I'm putting into my sum. Now I've got sum. Now I'll take remaining sum. Remaining sum is going to be, as I said, s minus sum, like whatever sum we want to achieve, and what is the current sum of the elements. Okay, if my remaining sum is negative, which means sorry, less than 0, not, if it is less than 0, which means the sum whatever right now is there, and then like the whatever sum we want to achieve and the current sum of the vector is greater than the whatever we want to achieve. So in this case we are not allowed to do subtraction operation, so we can't do anything. So that's why we'll have to output no, right? So else if you need to check if your remaining sum is 0, which means the present sum whatever is there of the array and whatever you want to achieve. Okay, if it is that the case, then you can print yes. Else at the end you need to check if the remaining sum whatever is there, if it is a modulo of if it is divisible by x. Okay, so if that is the case, then you'll have to print yes, because you can add to it, add this x to the elements of I mean any elements of the array, else you can't achieve. At the end just to handle, and I think this case can be covered here only. Let's say rs is 0, so 0 modulo some x is again 0 only, so it will be valid in this case only. Let's try to remove this. Okay, let's try to run it. Yeah, it is getting passed. Let's try to submit. Yeah, it got accepted. And in this way you could have easily solved the problem. So I think you guys have understood the problem statement and like how do we solve this. So yeah, thank you for watching the video.